Imagine my dad even asked, do you have tattoo? Please, let's just move on. African parents. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chisom. If you're new here, hi. So today is, from the title you already know that it's a story time. So I literally had to look for somewhere so peaceful, quiet, I don't know, just to tell or just to give these gists. It's a bit chilly. It's actually past 8 or so, and it's still this bright. It's just a little bit cold. That's why I'm, wearing this cute cardigan here. So yeah, my proposal story. In fact, it was a very memorable day for me and my husband now, and maybe for my family as well. So my husband proposed the first time we met physically, which was about 8 months after we had started talking. Yeah, so when he told me, he was coming to Nigeria to visit, and I was happy. We were both looking forward to seeing each other, physically. It was just supposed to be this, finally meeting and yeah, just hanging out, all those things that we had planned to do when we finally meet. We would hang out, watch movie physically, and yeah, all the good stuff. So yeah, that was the plan. We had places we wanted to visit, and yeah, although he already told me he wanted me to meet his family, and yeah, that was cool. Yeah, that was really cool. And yeah, we already had that in mind. So I had that in mind. I even bought a dress to meet the family. Yeah, when he landed, I remember that evening we were supposed to meet at my cousin's house. So I remember when he called and he's like, "Oh, I'm leaving the hotel now. I'm on my way to your auntie's place." I'm like, "Oh wow, okay." I went to shower. I went to dress up. I I literally waited to, shower when he told me I'm on my way, so that I'll still be, fresh by the time I'll be feeling fresh by the time he's at the house. That was just crazy. Anyways, when he got to the house, we all went downstairs. I and my cousins were downstairs. I think my cousin even went to meet him first because they knew each other even before we met. And yeah, then we saw each other. There was a lot of blushing. There was a lot of butterflies here and there flying around. Yeah, it was a very nice, moment. I wish there was a camera that just took the video or made a video of that day. It was nice. We went out a few times. We hung out, went to see his parents, and then came to see my mom. It was a big deal for me because I was nervous, and coming to see someone's parents, I'm like, yeah, serious though. Okay. And I hadn't told my mom anything about him because my mom is a prognoser. She likes to hear gist about, potential guys. No, potential husband. In fact, you just tell her one gist about one guy, and then the guy is already potential husband in her own mind. So because of all the talk and plenty pressure, I'm like, see, I'm not telling you jack about this guy. So when he told me, I want to come see your parents, at that time my dad wasn't around, so I told my mom. I eventually told her about him, and she was shocked. Like, you could hide all this from me? Are you serious? I told her, and see, can't be telling you all these things. You will disturb and disturb and disturb. Please, I didn't need the pressure. Anyways, yeah, he came to see my mom. My mom was all smiles. She enjoyed his company, and since I made food for him, I remember I made pounded yam, poundo yam, I beg, pounded yam and eforiro with egusi on the side. Yeah, it was, you know, specially served dish and everything. It was nice. So my dad came back, you know, days after, and he came again to see my dad. Meeting my dad was just another story entirely. It was an experience. Although I didn't hear everything they talked about, but like, imagine my dad even asked, "Do you have tattoo?" Please, let's just move on. African parents. Oh my goodness, I can't even forget that one. Anyways, let's just move to the D-Day proposal. Okay, that day of the proposal, that was the day before he was supposed to travel. I had dressed up and I was leaving the house. My dad was downstairs. I greeted him and I was about leaving the gate, and he's like, "You're not going anywhere." Hey, I was confused though, because that has never happened, and he knew exactly where I was going to. So he's like, "You're not going anywhere. You went out yesterday, you came back very late. These days you are going out, you're just coming back late." Hey. I'm like, you know it's traffic, Lagos traffic. Sha said, "You're not going out. If you had left where you went to on time, you would have come back earlier, blah, blah, blah." I was like, okay. Responsible girl. Me, I take it very serious. Honor your father and your mother so that your days may be long. And I carry it to my chest. So I was like, all right. I went back upstairs, and my sister was looking at me like, "You're not going out again?" I said, "Yes." So daddy said I shouldn't go. She's like, okay. I told my cousin, and my cousin was like, "Are you serious? Why?" Hey, my cousin herself, I didn't even know that she has been on that G with the proposal plans for months, actually, before my husband, then fiance, or then boyfriend, before he came back, you know, to Nigeria. So she was already panicking, like, so proposal will just come and scatter all these things I've been planning, God forbid. So when I called her, I told her, "See, daddy said I shouldn't go out." And I let my boyfriend know at the time, like, "Oh, see what's going on. Daddy said I shouldn't leave the house. That don't worry, I'll see you tomorrow." Because definitely, I will see him now. I'll see him off to the airport. So that was it. Me, I had relaxed on the bed. Like, even the makeup I did that smeared, I was just chilling. My cousin even kept calling, asking, how far, what's up. And me, I kept telling her the same thing. I told her, "I'm not going again. Like, I'll see this guy tomorrow now. It's not a do or die affair." And she was like, okay. So I think she didn't want me to suspect anything. So yeah, she just moved on. She then called my mom and probably told her what they had planned. And then my mom called. My mom wasn't in the house at that point, so she called my phone, and she's like, "Where are you?" I'm at home." "Okay, so dress up and go and meet your cousin." I'm like, which one is dress up and go and meet your cousin? I don't get it. "What did my cousin tell you? Like, we are going to hang out?" I said, "No, it's not that serious now, that I'll go out tomorrow." She's like, "No, dress up, go and meet your cousin. She said something is important." And me, I was now curious, like, what did this girl tell my mom like this? That mom sees even changing my mother, that I will tell her, "Mommy, I want to go somewhere," and she will be telling me how the world is a dangerous place for young girls to go out. And then today you are telling me, dress up, go and meet your cousin. Okay. My sister too was like, "You said dress up or go out. Who knows? Maybe it's proposal." I just started laughing, like, proposal. Somebody that just see me for the first time will just come and propose. Is that how he loved me? Sha laughed, and then I dressed up. I was like, okay, let me go downstairs as a good kid that I am now. I'll go and ask your dad if I can go, that mommy has already given permission. As I go downstairs, my dad was not there, but the gate the main gate was open, meaning he had just, strolled out somewhere close to the house, that kind of thing. So my sister was like, ha, just pass back gate. I said, back gate, gates that we don't still open like that. She said, just pass back gate. That if you go and pass front now, daddy will just catch you. Or you say don't go or this, that. Just pass back gate. Don't worry, he will not see you. Hey, I was scared. At that point, I had even called his phone, but his phone was ringing in the house. That's how good girl I am. His phone was ringing inside the house, so I thought of what my sister said. I now went to pass back gate. Hey, this thing felt like prison break. I wore the most comfortable sandals ever. Come and see me walking fast. I was not thinking, this one that is close to the house like this, hey, sure you will not catch me. I now called cab guy. Normally, cab guy will come by the house. He did not reach house, so I told him to wait for me somewhere. So, yeah, I had to meet up with the cab guy, and in fact, at some point, I started running. As I entered the cab, I started catching my breath. Then I called my cousin to gist her. See you, prison break since, that kind of. She was laughing, and she was like, yeah, if only she was not in school, one thing like that. She was just telling me plain, trying to make me believe that true, she's in school, which I believed actually, because that's where she was supposed to be. So I got to the hotel and I knocked on the door, and then my cousin opened the door and I was weak. I'm like, what are you doing here? And she's like, hey, that's a surprise. And then I saw rose petals. As in, I remember they were pink, rose petals on the bed. I didn't even see, I knew they spelled out something. I didn't even look at it. That was how exhausted and out of breath like I was. And then I saw her boyfriend. He actually came in from Abuja to surprise me as well. I'm like, what? I don't understand. Like, what's going on? Man, it was beautiful. And my boyfriend, came out and then went on one knee. At that point, that was when my head started calculating. Oh, rose petals. Oh, the wine. Oh, the people around. I'm like, is it truly proposal? So, brother now knelt down. I was like, oh, it's actually proposal. I remember I ran out of the room and I came back. I ran out and I came back, and he said some plenty things that I forgot almost immediately. And I remember him just asking, will you marry me? And I said, yes. So we hugged, everybody just, gisted about my prison break experience, how I did prison break to come and collect ring and all of that. It was hilarious, and they literally sent me home before, like, I think by past 5. I stayed there for like maybe 30 minutes to 1 hour, and I went back home like past 5. I got home by 6, and in fact, I had already prepared my mind self before getting home that just in case they pursue me. Thank God now that I have ring, I will just pack and be following the fiance. But so where I don't have visa. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll just go to my auntie's house. I'll follow my cousin, pack my load. We'll just go. Me and you will go and live in mommy's house. So like, so many things were going through my mind. I didn't know how my dad was going to react, to me just leaving the house without his permission. Yeah, so I got home, and my mom was blushing from ear to ear because she already knew. And I think she told my dad, but daddy just had this expressionless straight face. Just waiting for me to come back and explain myself. So I got inside and I greeted, and I was like, Daddy, he proposed. And he just looked at me and was like, okay. my mom was like, come, let me see the ring, this, that. And mom see, you know how moms can be now. Mom see just, she was blushing. She said, I knew this, that. She wanted to start making mouths. Anyways, yeah, she was happy. My sister was happy. Yeah. But I was a bit bothered about how my dad was acting and, his behavior that day. So I remember I let him be that day, and the next morning, which was the day out my fiance was supposed to be traveling back to Finland, I went to meet my dad and I asked him, like, did I do anything wrong? Is it just that I went out and I came back late? Like, okay, if I did something wrong, just forgive me now. Like, what did I do? And then he goes, you've not been cooking for me the past days. You don't care about me. You don't even ask me how I'm doing. You don't even ask me if I've taken my drugs. Like, you don't care. You've not even cooked for me. And I'm like, wait, is that why you've been, oh my goodness. Apparently, what happened was that ever since the day Victor came to see him, I don't know the kind of conversation they had, but I feel like at that point he already knew that this guy was serious about his daughter, and he was certain that, okay, this is happening soon, so my daughter would not be living with me anymore. She won't be cooking for me anymore. So the realization dawned on him even before the guy asked me to marry him. I think the guy already asked him. So like, yeah, all of that was what was tensioning daddy. So I remember I was like, oh, are you serious? I'll still cook for you now. It's not like I'm marrying today. It's just proposal. So I remember, ended up in tears. Some beautiful father-daughter moments that really happens. African dads, like, they don't actually tell you what they are thinking. So yeah, that day was quite, and I cooked food for him. Before I left, I made something nice for him, and he prayed for me while we were talking and crying and things. So yeah, that day was just amazing. I wish there was some camera that was just, capturing the moments. But it was amazing. I'm just glad I get to document it here and share it with you guys. So guys, and afterwards I went to see him off to the airport, and we said our goodbyes till we see again. So that was our proposal, our epic prison break proposal story. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, comment. If you have any questions, anything, you can put it down in the comment section. And until next time, guys, see you. Bye.